Welcome to Chicana Kitchen. Today we're going to make chiles poblanos rellenos or stuffed poblano peppers. Let's get going.
So here we are in the Chicana Kitchen pepper patch. We've harvested some cayennes, some habaneros, some jalapenos, and what we'll use today, 2 nice ripe poblano peppers. Let's get back into the kitchen.
All right, so our first step here is going to be to toast the outsides of our poblano peppers. So we're going to take our peppers. These are the ones we pulled out of the garden earlier today. And there are a few different ways you can do this. I'm doing this, I have a gas stove. I'm just doing this right on the gas heat. You can do this on a grill. You can do this in the oven on fairly high heat if you want. The idea here isn't to cook the pepper all the way through. We really just want to get the skin on the outside nice and blistered, because there's a very thin membrane on the outside, and we're going to roast those peppers just a little bit from the outside, and then we're going to peel that off. It just makes the texture nicer, and the peppers taste really good. They've got a nice charred flavor. So after about 5 or probably closer to 10 minutes over this direct heat, you're going to get peppers that are, there they are, pretty heavily charred. Don't be afraid of the flame. Even if they catch fire, they'll burn out, they'll be okay. All right, so again, we're really just charring the surface. Now that these guys look nice and blistered, we're going to put them on our plate. And we're going to cover them with foil for probably, I want to give that at least 5, probably closer to 10 minutes. You can leave them longer than that. You can do this step way ahead if you want to. But what we want to do, we're going to cover this plate with foil, and we're going to let them steam just a little bit, and that's going to let the skins, that really thin skin on the outside, loosen up, so it'll be easier to peel before we stuff our peppers. So our peppers have been sitting under the foil for 10-15 minutes. Again, you can let that sit for longer if you'd like. And we're going to go ahead and just really gently start to take the blistered skin off of the outside. This is a super thin layer. We're not trying to remove the wall of the pepper. You can do it with a paring knife. Sometimes I'll just do it with my fingers. In fact, usually I'll just do it with my hands. All right, we can see that skin, it's super thin, and we're leaving the wall of the pepper, not tearing the wall of the pepper. All right, so we're just going to work our way around each pepper and kind of get that skin flaked off. So we've gotten our peppers peeled. You can see little bits of peel here. Again, you're not looking for perfection. If you have a little bit of blistered pepper skin on there, that's no problem. All right, the next thing we'll do is turn on our oven, because we're going to pop these, once we get these split and stuffed, we're going to pop these into a 350-degree oven for, these aren't super big, maybe 15-20 minutes. All right, everything that's going to go into these is already cooked. We're just wanting everything to heat through and the flavors to melt. So let me turn that oven on for us. All right, and we are going to go ahead and carefully make a slit down one of these peppers. We'll need that split to stuff it, but first, so you can see there's some seeds in there, okay? We want to take the seeds out. Again, we don't need to be perfect here. We just want to get most of those seeds out. They're not going to hurt us or anything. They're not, poblanos are not very hot. I don't usually worry about removing the membranes in here, just the seeds or most of them. Okay, and I'm getting in there with a paring knife. I can also just, again, use my hands. Now that we've got our peppers cleaned out, again, maybe not perfection, but you know, most of the seeds out and all, we are ready to assemble our dish. I've reserved the foil we used when the peppers were sitting. We're going to use that for the top. I'm going to slide these guys into a glass dish. We're just going to hit that with a little bit of nonstick spray. And then we're going to put some sauce in there. Sometimes I'll make a sauce. Sometimes I will let my Doña Maria help me out a little bit, which is what we've done today. So these peppers are great with adobo or mole, or really any kind of enchilada sauce you might imagine. So I'm going to put some sauce into the dish that I just sprayed with nonstick spray. And now I'm going to go ahead and set each pepper in. So you may be familiar with relleno recipes where the pepper is stuffed and then battered. I don't batter the peppers. I think it's you know, I do that sometimes, but usually don't. You get the pepper taste this way without the dish being quite so heavy. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff these with, we're going to do each one a little bit differently. So both are going to take some potato mixture that I've made. This kind of dish is great for leftovers. So if you have some leftover hash browns, in this case I have a little bit of leftover roasted corn. We have some seasoned ground beef or picadillo. All right, so this kind of dish is great for any of those things. If you have little leftover bits and pieces in the fridge, they're great in something like this. So both peppers are going to get a little bit of the potato, just like hash brown potato, right? Seasoned, a little bit of onion or shallot. That's a great way to stuff just about anything. All right, so we're gonna put a little bit of potato into each one. For one of these, I'm going to add some of that picadillo, that seasoned ground beef. Picadillo can mean a lot of different things. At its most simple, which is what this is, it's just ground beef, salt, pepper, onion, and garlic. Okay. The other one, I'm going to put a little bit of corn into that one, along with our potato. And then each pepper is going to get a little bit of cheese inside. You can do that with some store-bought Mexican cheese mix, or here, the second pepper, I'm using queso fresco, which is a crumbly Mexican cheese. All right, and you can see each pepper kind of is sitting a little bit open. We can sort of fold them back in, or we can just leave them open like that. Okay. And then what we're going to do after that, we are going to top them with a little bit more sauce. All right. And we don't have to completely cover them in sauce. We are going to cover these in foil so that they don't dry out while everything gets cooked together. And we're going to cover each, just top each one with a little bit of cheese, like that. All right. Last thing we'll do here, before we put them in the oven, I'm going to take this foil that we reserved from earlier, waste not, want not. We're going to cover our dish with foil. And when we cook with a glass dish, things move along a little bit more quickly if we put, there's my oven ready, perfect timing, if we put that onto a metal pan, especially a dark metal pan. All right, so we're gonna pop these in the oven and we're gonna check back again in about 15-20 minutes and see how they're doing. Our peppers should be ready. So go ahead and lift the foil off of those, and we can see our sauce is bubbling around the edges. We have a little bit of reserve sauce if we decide we want to make that a little bit saucier. We're going to go ahead and take those and plate them. I will tell you, plating is not my strength. Go. all that said, not too bad. We're going to take a little bit of that condensed sauce, put that right in there. And take our other pepper. Tell the difference. That first one was potato and cheese and corn. The second one is potato and a whole bunch of meat for my Irish hubby. Take this guy. Woo! We made it. Take that reserved sauce. We do have a little bit more. It didn't go into the pan. You can see how it's thickened while it was in the oven. I'm gonna add a little bit of this to each pepper. And then we're gonna top them. This one with a little bit more queso fresco. This one with a little bit of shredded cheese, just for a little variety. And we have a couple of salsas here. We have a salsa verde. I'm going to put a little bit of that on each plate. And salsa roja. Links to recipes for both of these will be in the description below. All right, so here are our chiles poblanos rellenos, our stuffed poblano peppers. We hope you enjoyed this visit to the Chicana kitchen, and we will see you next time.